Welcome back to yet another edition of Bets and Consequences. Hello, friends. A tradition unlike any other where Stormy Buonantony beats Matt Brown in a variety of bets. No, I'm sorry, Matt. But you are, if there was a week, though, that was most appropriate for you to get the dub, it's going to happen this week. You're already decked out with the Masters cap. It's going to be a fun one this week. But college basketball wasn't your best, I got to say.
No, listen, no lies detected and everything that you said right there. Everything you said, absolutely the truth. College basketball did not treat me well, but here's the thing. If I wear the Masters hat, that obviously means that I have a step up in this competition because I'm looking, you're not even wearing green, much less a Masters hat. So you don't have anything that can get
Matt.
you any sort of extra good juju in this contest this week. And so go ahead, show people how bad you beat me. It's fine.
Well,
it's
hold
fine.
on. Real quickly, before we get too cute, you should know that I did also bring this just in case.
Yeah, it's,
Just in case.
I mean, it's like army green, but yeah, well, whatever makes you feel. It's like army green, but that's fine. It's all good.
It's something. Okay.
I don't know if they'd let you in the doors over there in Augusta, but that's fine.
Let's recap real quickly, at least our most recent edition. The consequence was that I get to adjust Matt's Twitter avatar for this entire week. I ended up being up $320.84. I went 5-2 with my Sweet 16 bets and consequences. And Matt, on the flip side, you went big, and it was, go big or go home. And unfortunately, it was a go home situation, $309 in losses. But this is the week, my guy. Like I said, Masters week. Do you want to see the what your Twitter avatar is going to be?
I would love to see. And by the way, what a great week because it's Masters week. So I'm going to be tweeting well more than the requisite 3 times, whatever it was, 3 times or 5 times or whatever, something like that. It's going to be all over the place.
All right. If we could throw this up on the screen so that Matt could see. There we go. What do you think?
Oh, yes. I love it. That's good. See, that's good. That's good.
Anybody who doesn't know, Matt is an LSU Tiger.
Also, didn't know we could get people's Photoshop skills involved, but good on you for doing that. Good on you for doing that.
Shout out Michelle,
well
doing work. Okay, let's get to this week, and I will let you start because Lord knows you are going to shine, and I'm very curious what I have to deal with here to combat you with.
Yeah, so I'm super, super big on Max Homa this week. I have a couple of different Max Homa bets in my account, and this is going to be also carried over here to Bets and Consequences. Max Homa playing the best golf of his career. If you look at everything that he brings to the table, just absolutely, polished in every single statistical category that I'm looking at this week. So I have Max Homa over Victor Hovland, who I actually don't like this week. Short game, in my opinion, is going to be very, very, very important. And Victor Hovland is one of the bottom guys in the field when it comes to short game. So I have Max Homa over Victor Hovland for $50. I also have Max Homa in the top 10 at plus 260 for $100. Really do think Homa shows up here in this one, despite the fact he's never got a major under his belt. Sungjae Im, real life bet in my account as well. Top 20 at plus 120 for Sungjae. This is just a steady Eddie dude. Like, he hadn't won a lot, but boy, he is always making cuts and he is always putting himself at least inside the top 20 in a lot of these big tournaments against the biggest players and biggest fields on tour. So Sungjae Im, if you look, checks a lot of the boxes we're looking for here as well. So plus 124, $100 on him. Tony Finau, a guy that a couple of years ago I used to avoid like the plague. He had absolutely zero win equity, but that has all changed. Tony Finau's game is about as good as you could hope for exactly what we're looking for here at Augusta. Long off the tee, good short game, good with the long irons, really good from proximities that we're looking for in those buckets as well. So do have Tony Finau, a top 10 bet at plus 180 in that one for $50. Keith Mitchell is kind of stepping out on a limb here. Keith Mitchell doesn't fit all of the boxes that we're checking this week, and one of the main ones is experience. Usually you're looking for guys with a ton of experience here. Keith Mitchell does not fit that bucket. But that being said, I'm only asking for a top 30. Remember, this field is only 88 deep, and it's top 50 in ties that make the cut. So top 30 is a little bit different of a bet than one of these full field events where we have 150 guys teeing off. So asking for a top 30 out of Keith Mitchell there at plus 120. Xander Schauffele, top 5 at plus 450. Listen, I have an outright on Xander for this tournament as well. I think that he can win this thing, but I will be less greedy here for our purposes, and I will just take him as a top 5, Stormy. I know you hate that I've got your boy Xander on my card here. You're going to have to root against your guy. There was a little bit of gamesmanship in this for me as well. I got to admit, there's a little bit of gamesmanship here.
I can't root against him because he's on my card in some capacity as well.
Yes,
so, but a little bit different, a little different.
And then last bet here, top senior Phil Mickelson. And listen, if you're watching this before this tournament kicks off and you are in a DraftKings vicinity, Phil Mickelson is +1. You're still getting +120 on Phil Mickelson up against Bernhard Longer, Fred Couples, Mike Weir, Vijay Singh, Jose Maria Olazabal, Sandy Lyle, and Larry Mize. By the way, Larry Mize and Sandy Lyle and Larry Mize, both, this is their last Masters ever. They can't play anymore. They don't want to go out there and do it. All the rest of these guys, super old, can't really get it done anymore. If Phil can't be the top senior, then maybe Phil should think about retiring as well. He's going to be 75 yards further down the fairway than every one of these guys every time that he tees it off. Phil Mickelson +120 as the top senior for $100. That is my card. Okay. I should say that is my winning card right there, Stormy Buonantony.
And I noticed a lot of strategy in that one because you don't have any direct outrights that are listed on there, whereas I do. So a little bit of a different approach here for me. Listen, boy. I enjoy golf, but golf is not my expertise. Matt, you live, eat, and breathe the sport. You are part of the premier golf betting podcast in the country with long shots. I'm just out here trying my best. So I did go with one of the best golfers in the world, Jon Rahm, 9-1 for $50 here to get us started. The only 3-time winner on tour this year. 3 top 10s and nothing worse than a top 27th finish in 6 Masters starts. So went there. Also went with my one live guy that might be worth backing in this spot, Cam Smith at 35-1. He finished 9 under in both the FedEx St. Jude and the Tour Championship last August, won the British Open, Players, and Sentry, finished 3rd in last year's Masters. He has the skill set for Augusta. Then I'm doing some mixing and matching here. So I went with Rahm and Rory McIlroy both to get a top 10. And again, in bets and consequences, these are all one-click bets on DraftKings. So I did not go out of my way to parlay these. They were created together already, but paired Rahm up with last year's runner-up, Rory, the only major he's never won. He really wants to complete the Grand Slam. Half of his Master starts have resulted in top 10s, has 4 top 5s, and in the 8 years since that last major win, he's finished inside the top 10 17 times, including a top 10 in each of the 4 major championships last year. So I think that it's very reasonable to anticipate that he will get a top 10. I'm also hoping that he does so, that both of them do so in the first round, get off to good starts. McIlroy did not last year, but I think it's very possible. Plus 750 at that one. And I did a similar first round top 10 with Rory McIlroy and defending champion and world number 1, Scotty Scheffler, to both go top 10 at 7-1 for round 1. Now here's where I invested in Xander. So I went $100 for him to finish in the top 20 at -120. He has not missed a cut since he missed the cut at the Masters last year. Prior to that, finished top 10 in 2 of his previous 3 Master starts, and since missing that cut has won 3 PGA Tour events, side for the second most of any player, second only to Jon Rahm. So I think he gets back up on the mountain. It is me, and I am betting golf, so I am betting Tiger, and I didn't hate the price at -150 for Tiger Woods. I saw it this morning, though, at -160, so other people clearly thinking that as well. A 5-time champion at Augusta, owns the best made cut percentage in Masters history, so I think that he keeps that going and ties the all-time record for consecutive cuts with Fred Couples and Gary Player. And then last one, I need Rory in the top 5. I need your boy Tony Finau in the top 10 and Cam Smith in the top 20. The 3 of them get that done. I cashed a 14-1. Rory and Cam already talked about, but added Finau, who could also be a pick to win it all, but definitely I think a good top 10 bet here. So
I like it.
I took some shots. I took some shots.
Listen, if anybody wants some exposure to Rahm like you have on there, but they're scared of Rory and Scotty Scheffler, you can go to the winner without market over on DraftKings. And listen, they didn't put Jon Rahm in the winner without this week. It is winner of the tournament without Rory and Scotty involved. You can get Jon Rahm at 7-1 in that market, and you move Rory and you move Scotty out of that betting market. So just another way you can get some exposure to Rahm if anybody out there wants to tail you on that, but they're a little bit scared of the other 2 big guys in the field.
And Matt, so I tried to do my research today. If I could hit on just like one of those bigger bets, I'll be feeling a lot more comfortable. So fingers crossed, because the loser this week has to drink a mystery smoothie. The winner gets to decide what goes in the Ninja that we are going to have on the studio desk here. And I am very terrified of what you're going to put in it.
No dog food or any of that stuff.
No. We'll be reasonable. But it could be like blended sardines or I don't know. And I think that we still TBD how long we have to sip said smoothie, but it's not going to be short. So prayers up.
Look at me negotiating what goes in because I'm assuming a loss. Like I've gotten so used to losing. I'm sitting here like, no. Hey, this is how this is going to work out because like whatever. I'm just like, when I lose, I'm not going to drink dog food.
If I somehow by the grace of God win this week, I have to do like a full calculation of what the profits and losses have been. And like everybody knows that has been following along, like these are largely shots in the dark. And so it's been a really, really fun journey. Like some of these are bets that we've actually made, but largely they're just like us trying to figure out and strategically bet against each other in a friendly wager. So that's this week. If you're wondering why we're remote, it's because your boy Matt has a haircut today. He wouldn't move. So that's a wrap for today's edition of Bets and Consequences. I hope you look beautiful when we revisit next week.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.